So, what is your let's see, what's your take um on this whole concept of four different stories, four different well, one central story, four different endings. I know when I pitched it to Derek, he still didn't seem to understand. He's like, "Why are we drawing three extra pages? This is a 20-page comic, and we've got 17." He didn't seem to understand that it was going to have alternate endings, and maybe that's because I grew up very much in the era of the choose your own adventure, and I thought this would be a cool idea to do where people could pick up a comic book and it would have a completely different ending, and they got to choose which ending they liked the best, and that was their story. That's what the story meant to
Mhm.
me. And also, like in when I was growing up, they came out with Clue the movie, and Clue had, if depending on what theater you went into, it had a different ending to the movie. And eventually on DVD, they were able to recreate that, or VHS, or they were able to recreate that by having the movies play back to back. But I didn't really like that either because um, playing them back to back, you didn't get the entire story feed up to that point. Um, so I don't know. What did you think about that? Do you think that was confusing for people? Is going to be confusing for people? Do you think they'll understand what that is? Do you think it'll? I mean, so far we're seeing a lot of people selecting the four copy mainly because of the connecting covers. But do you think that will help sales? Do you think it will hurt him? Do you think it's too confusing for everyone out there? What are your thoughts?
I don't think it will. I think it will be great. Like honestly, like I remember, I'm like you. I remember those books of Choose Your Own Adventures. You don't see those anymore. Like you don't see stuff like that anymore. It gets you more involved in the book itself. I don't think it'll hurt sales. I mean, obviously, I think the four cover thing will be neat because I think people are drawn to fancy covers.
Yeah.
I know when I was a kid and I saw like the four Jim Lee covers, I was like, well, looks like I'm getting all these covers. Or yeah, or like when you saw an embroidered or foil, like I remember Spider-Man had all these like holograms on all these covers for like this Carnage thing, and I was like, well, I'm getting all these covers now.
Well,
Um,
one of the things that kind of I wouldn't say frustrates me, but one of the things that I don't understand about the variant cover thing is you still get the same interior guts, so you're not really getting any additional value other than the cover. And so some of these covers that are going for like $100 or 125, 300 bucks because they're like a very limited run. It's you have to be very invested in the fact that that is a rare entity and that you're one of, who knows how many, because they never disclose the print runs on those, but one of the few of that. I mean, that's one of the things that I wanted to do with this was to offer value. So if you're buying a different cover, you're actually getting some sort of value out of it.
I think that's yeah, I think that's a great thing to do because you're right. Like I think that is the most irritating thing about some of those is that they don't they don't tell you what kind of limited run because more than likely it might not really be limited at all. They might have made a ton of copies of these and then just said, "Oh yeah, they're limited run," because I never see any of these comic book stores sell out of these covers. I just see them with a lot of covers of these variant things and they're always selling them like for 20, $30. And it's different if it's like your favorite artist or yeah, it's generally different if it's one of your favorite artists and you're going to get it for that one reason because you're like, oh, well, I really love Oliver Coipel's artwork, so I'm going to get it for that one reason. Or like they drew a different Batman suit than they would normally draw on one of the covers, or Harley Quinn is on it. Um, I really think that, yeah, I think the variant covers have some merit. I just think that giving people what kind of merit, more of a strong idea of what the merit really is. Like, so if you're going to make a limited run of it, really make it limited and let them know. Say there's only like when you get a statue of a like a gambit or anything, they tell you the run on the bottom of the box. They'll say 1 of 1,000, so you know that only 1,000 other people have this one statue,
Yeah.
and that's all that's going to get it.
Yeah, and I think that DC's done a better job lately of their variants, because they have the variants that are pretty much naked covers. They don't have logos. They don't have anything on them that much. It has a little line there that tells what issue it is and who was the creative team on it. But they've really kind of changed that, and you don't pay more for it. I don't think the shops pay more for it or have to order a certain number of copies. I think they can. It's like a one to one. You choose which cover you want to order, and you pick that many. So that makes it a little more palatable in my eyes.